What is the number one reason for failure in PTE speaking in 2024? What are the secrets of getting a 90 score in PTE speaking after the software were updated? Is there a proper technique that I can follow to cross 79 plus score in speaking? The answer to all these questions lies in the 5 ultimate secrets about the PTE speaking module that will be revealed in this video. Hey everyone, hope you all are doing great. A living proof of these speaking techniques is Bala, who gave 5 attempts in the PTE exam before and never even crossed 70 before in speaking. With just 2 weeks of following the correct techniques by doing a course with Edutrainex, he got 80 in the very next attempt. I will show you his latest scorecard and also walk you through the top 5 secrets of PTE speaking in 2024 that can easily take you to a 90 score. All you need to do is to follow it carefully. Before that, hit subscribe and sit tight to watch this super informative video by Anurag, and I will show you the inside information on how the PTE software checks your answer and how you can beat the PTE algorithm successfully. 5 PTE speaking secrets of 2024, and believe me, all of these are really worth it because that is the technique that you need to identify and improve your speaking. Absolutely, you will improve and you're bound to get 79 plus more. And hold your horses, the last 2 of them, the last 2 secrets are really important, so just hold on a little bit. The number one reason of failure in 2024 is that you just go to the internet, you just go to the YouTube, you copy the templates and the techniques without actually knowing whether it's going to work in this year, especially after the software was updated for the PTE, whether it works or not. That's the main question. So the number one secret that you need to do is to identify if you are using such templates or techniques which are outdated or expired. What you need to do, bundle it up together, throw it out. That's what you need to do. So what I'm trying to say is identify the problems first. So we are going to talk about each of the speaking questions. That includes retell lecture, describe image, answer short question, repeat sentence, and read aloud. And I'm going to show you in the beginning what kind of cluttered techniques or cluttered templates that you should be avoiding at any cost. See the first one. It's for retell lecture. What you're doing is just putting some keywords here and there. I can hear this, I can hear this, I can hear this, I can hear this, and some are even worse, believe me. I can hear this, I can hear this. The lecture is informative. That's it. That's all. That's what people are using, and that is causing them the failure because the AI is updated. It is expecting more original phrases from your side. So you just can't put keywords, and that to cluttered keywords. If you are using any of these templates, please stop using it. I will shortly show you what is the correct way of solving the retell lecture. So please keep it aside. The next one is describe image. Same problem. See this? It is very informative picture. I can see this, I can see this, I can see this. In conclusion, picture is very informative. That's what you're saying. Okay, I agree. In the describe image, the content is not really important, but still you have to demonstrate extended speaking also. So you have to use a little bit longer phrases. So you use a template that is not like this, not a cluttered template. I can see this, I can see this, I can see this. Very short speaking. You are getting the points for short speaking. You are not getting the points for extended speaking. That is where your speaking scores are falling down. So again, if you are using one of these templates, please try to use a template that allows you to speak more freely. Still, part of the first secret only. Again, in repeat sentence, people are making mistake, and the mistake is something related to listening. So you are not able to listen any of the words. That is a real problem, and that you need to improve. I'll show you how. But what you are doing is just saying 2 to 3 words, and then in the end you are saying, I'm very happy. Thank you very much. I'm not saying anymore. These kind of techniques you are applying. Okay, partly it helps you in little bit of fluency, but in the end, you are not saying even half of the content. And even though content is only scored 3 points, which I will again show you, just hold on a little bit. Now I'm just discussing what techniques are not working. So try to improve your listening. We'll come to that for repeat sentence. Then for read aloud, one-liner technique, if you are still using it, that's still fine for speaking section. But if you are also targeting good score in the reading section, then you should stop using the one-liner technique because you are not speaking enough and the software knows that you are not reading the whole passage. So that's why your reading scores drop considerably. So unless you are just targeting a 50 score in all modules for student or college basis, otherwise stop using this technique. So scores of reading are definitely impacted in the downward direction. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about the second secret, which is related to speed and pausing. Everything is related to fluency in speaking section. So fluency is the king here, content not too much. Still, in read aloud, what we have to do is maintain a consistent speed, not very fast, not very slow. Now I'm going to demonstrate you using an actual waveform recorder and show you how the software is perceiving what are the problems in your response. Okay, so I'm just going to read one sentence, but see the speed I am doing at. The social feedback for performance improvement in settings may influence the moral characters of a person. See this graph. You see how cluttered this graph is. Now I'm going to take a screenshot of this graph. Now I'm going to speak it really slow and you see the difference in the waveform. The social feedback for performance improvement in settings may influence the marvel of a person. See, again I'm going to take a screenshot and then we'll do a small comparison. You see the difference. See, this was where I spoke at a very fast speed. What has happened to the graph? And that too a little loudly. See the wavelengths of the graph. It's too big, too cluttered. So basically, I'm not giving any gap when I'm speaking in this response. And for the software also, it gets really difficult to understand the different words you are speaking. So when someone says to speak confidently, don't speak too fast. This is exactly what is happening with your responses when the software is checking your response. At the same time, if you are speaking too slowly, you see this graph here is the response where I spoke really slow. You see the waveforms are also getting very lower. So loudness is also decreased and clarity is also decreased. And you see there are small gaps. So there are too many gaps because I spoke very slow. And that is the reason you have to maintain a normal speed. I will show you how a normal graph also looks, but this is what you need to avoid. That is the secret number 2. Now the third secret, and some of the students are facing this particular problem, is because they are trying to speak each of the words so clearly that they are pausing too much. Now again, I will demonstrate you with the help of what is happening inside the PTE software. Watch me how I am speaking and I am taking too many pauses because I am trying to speak each of the word very clearly. See what happens. The social feedback for performance improvement in settings may influence the marvel of a person. Now again I am taking a screenshot. This is one of the problems where students perceive when I ask them to speak clearly is to take too much pauses. That's what they understand. But that is a mistake. And that is another reason of failure in 2024. What is happening? See the gaps here. Because you are taking so much pauses, you only have to pause at commas and full stop. Because you are taking too much pauses, the PT software thinks that you are not fluent. And all these factors here are counted as mistakes. And because of that, one of my students who was doing well in the class, but she went and took the official mock test and she faced similar results. And then we analyzed her response and this was the problem. So if you are making the same mistake, stop using it now. Now I will demonstrate you how exactly you should be speaking. Watch me how I am speaking now. The simultaneous social feedback for performance improvement in communal settings may influence the marvel characters of a person. The abilities come from continuous improvement of social skills. Thus, everyone should get used to objective planning and of past experiences. Now I am going to take a screenshot of this particular graph. Now you see the difference when I speak in a natural manner versus when I speak with too much pauses. So see, only pauses or gaps that you see in this particular graph is when I stop at commas or at full stop. So you see this here, this is where I'm stopping, and finally in the end I'm stopping here when the paragraph finishes. Of course, if any of the words are making you hesitate or making you fumble or making you think because it is creating too much gap, skip those words. See, some of the tongue twisting words are given here: simultaneous, communal, characters, analysis, innate. If you don't know how to speak them properly, just skip them as if that is not there. This is the real secret. Number 3, you should be implementing in your exam. Again, fluency is the king, and just wait for the last 2 secrets, which are also really important. And I will show you Bala's scorecard soon. How he achieved from 70 to 89 within a very short period of time. The secret number 4 is content is not the king. Please focus on the fluency. Don't focus on the content. For read aloud, describe image, repeat sentence, content is not important. For retail lecture, it is little bit important because it also contributes to your listening scores. And that's where you have to speak a little bit more phrases. I'll show you a full example. Just hold on. For repeat sentence, don't think content is important. Many people just try to remember the whole phrase, and because of that they hesitate. This, blah, that. If you speak like this, then totally the score is gone. So only listen to your capacity. Let's say you can only understand first 6 words. Just focus on this. Most of the sentences are only around 10 to 15 words long. So if you target 6 to 7 words, so that is close to 50. And if you speak 50% of the content of repeat sentence, you get 2 points out of 3 points in the content, and remaining 5 points for fluency, 5 points for pronunciation. So that's where you keep scoring. Pronunciation, fluency, 5, 10 points, 2 points for content, 12 out of 13, almost full marks. If you round it up for all the questions, you will get full marks in repeat sentence. So that is the way you have to solve it. And if by any chance you are not able to succeed, you are not able to identify what mistakes you are doing, join us in our classes, paid classes. We have helped a lot of students, and Bala is one such example who was making such mistake. We identified the mistakes, he started improving on them, and straight away we could see his scores rising. And when he gave the PT exam, he got an 80 score in the 5th attempt. Till 4 attempts, he never crossed 70. In the 5th attempt, only after a couple of weeks of preparation with us, he got 80 score. See his scorecard on the screen. So that is real proof that these techniques are working. Now, let's say you are doing the repeat sentence and you are just focusing on some of the words. See the red words here? Maybe these are difficult to understand for you. I've just highlighted it for example. Maybe you don't remember it. Burning fossil fuel accounts for the majority of global greenhouse gas emissions. If I say it like that in a fast manner, that's how you will hear it in the exam. Some of them really fast. Burning fossil fuel accounts for the majority of global greenhouse gas emissions. Burning, blast. So focus on how much you can listen. Burning fossil fuel accounts for the majority. If you remember, that's it. Just speak that much with fluency. Burning fossil fuel accounts for the majority. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words out of 12 words. More than 50%. I will get more than 2 points for content. Fluency, pronunciation, I'll get full points. So that's what you should focus. Or if some of the words in middle, like these, then you just say, ignore them. Just say what you remember. Burning fuel accounts for greenhouse emissions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 6 words. Out of 12, 50%, you'll still get 2 points for content. That is the technique you should be using. Trust me, this works, and this is what Bala used, and he got 80 in speaking. And again, if you are unable to improve, you can join us anytime for paid courses. We will definitely help you to get to your desired scores in speaking. Next secret, and the last secret, is you have to use phrases for retail lecture. You get 10 points for speaking, 10 points for listening. And this is where it is impacting when you are using the previous templates from 2023. So what's happening now? The previous templates were just having some keywords. I can hear this, I can hear this, if you remember. Now we encourage here to use phrases because PT is now expecting you to use phrases. You see, 3 to 4 places we have added So you have to put some phrases. Now I'll show you a complete example and you will understand what you need to do. If you are a good listener, and if you are practicing listening and note taking, you will be able to take down a lot of words. And then in the end, you just have to connect those words somehow. It may not be meaningful, it may not be accurate. Who cares? We are not expected to summarize very accurately. We are just expected to use the important keywords or some of the keywords and speak fluently. Again, fluency is the king here, but you have to demonstrate using some phrases that you are able to speak proficiently. And that is where you get marks for extended speaking. So see this response. These are the keywords that you saw in the previous screen. Now I am just using these keywords in phrases. The speaker was describing carbon dioxide emissions and converting it to fuel. Grammar is not really important. The way you are saying is important, not what you say. So I just picked up some keywords, carbon dioxide, emissions, and then conversion, fuel. I just made it into a phrase and then spoke it. So very small phrase versus considerably decent amount of phrase. That's where the difference happens. So if you just say the speaker was describing carbon dioxide, not going to work. Need a phrase, at least 3 to 4 phrases. If you are unable to make 4 phrases, at least say one in the introduction, one in the body, one in the conclusion. The remaining places, just use keywords. Okay, at least you will get some decent marks. Better than the one you are getting for the cluttered ones. The second one, firstly, he talked about plastics are abundant and conversion to natural gas. May or may not make sense. Just use the keywords. Then he explained hydrogen, engineers develop technology, a shorter phrase. Describe temperature and waste materials, fuel conversion, industry. See these sentences, I am just using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keywords. Maybe some collocating keywords you can use. And last one, again, I am making a phrase. So overall, he implied that there are cheaper and more expensive methods. Again, picking up some words from here and there, and then just combining them into a phrase. Cheaper, waste material, whatever you want to say. Overall, he implied that there are cheaper methods and expensive material. You can say the other way also. Doesn't need to be accurate. Fluency is the king. And of course, content in the form of phrases. And that is the 5th secret that I wanted to share you today. If you follow all these techniques, which Bala also did, you can definitely cross 79. It's not that difficult. It works in 2024. I am quite sure that you now understand exactly how your responses are judged and checked by the PTE software, which will definitely help you to identify your problems and improve them to get a 90 score or even 79. Follow this and in your next PTE speaking attempt, you will guaranteedly see improvements in your PTE score speaking section. And for some reason, if you are still struggling, you can join our course where we are helping hundreds of students to improve their speaking scores on a daily basis. Watch this video on how the PTE speaking software works to watch a full demo of each and every step that the PTE software takes to evaluate and score your speaking module. You are going to love it. Till then, keep watching Edutrainex with a thumbs up, and I will soon be back with another super informative video on the PTE exam. Take care and see you soon.